This makeup is some of the best I've ever tried at the drugstore. Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Carmel and in today's video we are doing a full face of new makeup from the drugstore. I've been testing out this makeup for weeks now and I can honestly say that some of these will make you want to stop buying high-end. So if some new drugstore makeup sounds like something that you might be interested in, then please do keep on watching. I feel like we've got loads to get through, so we're going to crack straight on. But just to let you know, I've prepped my face in the usual way. I will leave it linked in the description box below. And in terms of the prices of all these drugstore products, as you know, prices vary from place to place, country to country. So I will give you the price that I paid in euros. We're starting with brows and we are starting with this brow pen from L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Faux Brow. So this retails for about €13. And it is a hair-like brow filling pen which delivers natural fuller looking brows. It has a double brush tip for quick precise application and hair-like brow strokes. So I have this in the shade Dark Brunette. I absolutely adore brow pens. That's what I use on an everyday basis because I have no eyebrows, so I need to fake it until, well, do I make it? I don't know if I really do. So make sure you give it a little shake. Just kind of glide in an upwards motion, following your natural brow shape. It's fantastic. It really is a good brow pen. I like to kind of follow the natural direction of the hairs. So just have a look at which way your brow hairs grow and just follow that. The only negative about a brow pen is that they don't come with spoolies, and I like to keep brushing through with a spoolie because otherwise it can get a bit harsh looking. But I really like how soft this is. If you just angle it as you go towards the tail, and it's just really good for mimicking those brow hairs. I like it more than the Maybelline Builder Brow, which is my other favourite drugstore brow pen, and it absolutely doesn't budge. I'd say I like it more than the Maybelline because it's more budge proof than the Maybelline in my opinion. And I do like to go in with an eyebrow pencil. This isn't new, this is just a L'Oreal eyebrow pencil, and just kind of fill in just the bits that the pen hasn't managed to cover. Before we move on, just to show you the little strokes there and how budge proof they are, see? That's the eyebrow pen not budging. So I think the brow pen is ideal for people like me who don't have any eyebrow hairs. If you do have full eyebrows, I don't know whether you will be able to utilize its capacities because you already have full brows, so this isn't really going to do a whole lot for you. But for sparse brow ladies like me, you'll like it. So we're going to move on to the brow holding product. This is the Maybelline Superfluff Brow Mousse. So the brow mousse retails for about €13. It's a natural looking eyebrow gel that comes with a fluff brush that softly fills and fluffs every brow hair. So it's supposed to be like a volumizing mousse, and I have the shade Black Brown. So that's the shade there. And honestly, I didn't really want to get this. I think this is a great item for people who have eyebrow hairs. I don't have any, so it's really difficult for a brow product like this to help me. I prefer a clear brow gel, so this is my least favorite product, I would say, of this whole video. I'm not the biggest fan of this, so I'm going to wipe off as much product as I can. So we'll just chuck a little bit of this through the eyebrows. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what to make of this, to be honest. It's great if you have like graying eyebrows, this would be great. But you know, the problem is I just don't have full brows, so I just don't get the full benefit of this product. I just don't like tinted brow gels. They're just not my cup of tea, but they didn't have a clear. So I guess it does give a little bit of volume. As I said, if you have brows already, I think you'd really feel the benefit of this. I actually think the price is quite steep, €13. The one thing I will say for this is it's very weightless, so you don't feel it there and the eyebrows don't feel stiff. I had to keep touching my eyebrows to check whether it was actually holding things in place and I couldn't really tell. So I guess that's a good sign, is it? Yeah. it did hold my 3 brow hairs in place all day. So yeah, it's fine, but it's just not something I'm going to reach for. I'm just going to carve out my eyebrows and then we'll move on to the eyes. For the eyes, this is one of my favorite products. So these are the L'Oreal Le Eyeshadow Stix. And I started out with 1 shade and now I have 5 shades because I absolutely adore them so much. These retail for about €13, but you can get them cheaper. So I'll show you the 5 shades that I have. Okay, so we'll start at the bottom. So that is Alluring Rose, which is a matte. And these come in mattes and shimmers. And then we have Magnetic Mauve. Then we have Magnetic Bronze. Twinkly Rose, which is actually my favourite. And then at the top, we have Mesmerising Gold. So I'm already the biggest fan of one and done eyeshadows. They just make my life so easy. But you can use these on their own, or you can actually combine the shades. They layer really, really well on top of one another. The universe is not my friend today. I just filmed myself putting on this eyeshadow, this one, and it didn't record. It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. So we're going to go in with a couple of these today, and we're going to start with my absolute favorite shade, which is Twinkly Rose. I think it's just such a pretty everyday shade, especially for this time of year. So I haven't prepped my eyelids. All I've done is popped a bit of concealer on the brow bone just to even out some of my veins, but I've not put anything else on my eyelid. All I'm doing is just rubbing it on like a crayon, and you can just do that, leave it at that, but I just like to go in with my Real Techniques base shadow brush and just kind of buff out the edges just a tiny bit. You don't need to do that, and they layer really well, so very, very buildable. And these feel really, really cooling on your eyelid. Yeah, it feels lovely, almost wet feeling. So yeah, this is Twinkly Rose, and it's just that beautiful subtle pink and so soft. So then I'm going to go in with the shade Magnetic Bronze, which is really, really, really lovely. I would say this is a satin finish. All I'll do with this one is I'm just going to pop a little bit kind of on the outer corner, and then taking the same brush and just kind of buffing it, taking it into the crease a bit. And they really are a lot more subtle than what you think they're going to be. Just taking some, well, above my crease because I have deep set eyes, so I'm just taking it above that area. And I would definitely say that a dense brush is better with these shadows rather than a fluffy brush. And I'm going to bring a bit of that under the lash line as well. So then I'm going to take the very lightest shade that I have, which is Mesmerising Gold, and I'm just going to use that in the inner corner. Obviously, the idea of these is that you just pick one and that's good to go. I'm not trying to encourage you to go out and buy more than one. I'm just showing you how you could layer them together if that's what you wanted to do. I just find these so easy, user-friendly. If you wanted to take them traveling, touch-ups on the go, whatever you wanted to do, they're fab. And also, check how budge-proof they are. And you see, still there. Really great purchase, and I think a really reasonable price for L'Oreal. Mascara now, and I do have a new mascara. Now, my regular viewers, I know, are going to tell me off right now because I am on a mascara no-buy. However, technically I didn't buy this because I got it on a 3 for 2. All right, Maybelline was 3 for 2. And so when I was choosing my products, I thought, well, I may as well get the new Maybelline mascara because I know you'll want to see it. That's my rationale. So I picked up this. This is the new Colossal Bubble Mascara from Maybelline. This retails for between 14 and 16 euros. It has a breakthrough bubble technology that features an inflator comb brush and lash inflating formula. The brush is spiral shaped with deep cut bristles and is made to inflate 100% of lashes from root to tip. I've been using this for about a week and I've kind of had to learn how to use it best because it does hold quite a bit of product on the brush in my experience. I think you have to be careful when you're applying it, but the results are good. You need to wipe off the excess and you can see how messy my tube already is because I'm constantly wiping it off. Because if you apply too much of this, it will get clumpy. I tend to just coat the tips of the lashes first and then go in from the root. But I'm going to give you a piece of advice with this mascara. You do not need to dip back into the tube between applications. Honestly, with some mascaras I have to keep dipping back in to get more product. You don't with this, and I think that's where I was going wrong. It's a little bit like, but better than, the Huda Beauty One Coat Wow, in my opinion. So once I've done that, then I just go in at the base of the lashes and kind of just wiggle. So that's just one coat without dipping back into the tube. This is an incredibly volumizing mascara. It definitely gives length as well. But I would definitely say to you, don't keep dipping back in. You don't need to. Doesn't drop, doesn't flake, doesn't transfer. It's so good. I think this is genuinely Maybelline's most volumizing mascara. Still does give length, but not as much as it does volume. And that's why I think you need to be careful with this, because volumizing mascaras can get clumpy if you don't use them cautiously. So I don't particularly enjoy using this mascara because I have to be really careful. However, I love the result of it. We're moving on to the complexion now, and this is the Rimmel Multitasker Wake Me Up Concealer and Foundation. The price of this varies so much. You can get this between 10 and 16 euros. So this is a foundation and a concealer which brightens, corrects and revives the skin. It's a buildable formula with a radiant finish infused with caffeine to wake the skin up, vitamin C to brighten and to even skin tone, and 2% niacinamide for firmer looking skin. It has a facial tool inspired applicator which has that cooling feeling on the skin, and it's actually really nice. Now, although it's a foundation and concealer, you only get 20 ml of product, which isn't that much. It actually looks like a lot more, doesn't it? Hey, packaging is so deceiving these days, seriously. So I have classic Ivory, and it does have a teeny weeny little bit of a peach undertone. And I have used this as a foundation as well, and it was really nice. It was just a touch too light for my face, but it performed beautifully. So this is the definition of a serum concealer. Honestly, it doesn't conceal every single bit of darkness that I have, but it's still really good. So I am going to take my BK Beauty A506 and I'm going to tap into just that little swatch I had on my hand, and you can see how dark I am, and I'm just going to tap it in, and it feels really beautiful. I mean, you can obviously go in with the applicator, that's what it's there for. I prefer to go in the back of my hand these days. And because there is a little bit of peachiness to it, look at how well that's concealed my darkness. It's so lovely. This is incredibly hydrating. It feels very lightweight and moisturizing. And if you love serum concealers, then you will love this. And it's not too luminous. It just has that right amount of radiance to it. And it's really buildable as well. You see, it's done a really nice job. It's very smoothing, and yeah, it has done a great job. And as I said, I have worn this on my whole face and I thought it performed beautifully. I'm going to just build up this eye a little bit more. And the only thing I would say is I do get a little bit of creasing more than usual with this, but they are not the type of creases that look heavy. They are just the type of creases that are normal. You know, if you have some fine lines, product is going to sit into them. And I do find as the day goes on that it does settle into those teeny tiny fine lines that are there, but it doesn't look cakey. It's not drying despite there being niacinamide in there, because that can be a little bit tricky for me sometimes. But yeah, this is a really, really beautiful product. And actually, I feel like I haven't tried anything new from Rimmel for a while, and I'm delighted that I got this because it's a really, really nice product. But it does settle a little bit into little fine lines, and although it lasts nicely, it does fade if I don't use powder. So that's all I would say about this, but it's a nice product, and it would be great for people who have really dry under eyes. Right, we are revisiting the L'Oreal Skin Ink because this has just been released in America, so I thought it was a good opportunity to bring it out again and chat a little bit more about this. I did post a review of this a couple of weeks ago and people were really interested in it. So this is €20, but you only get a teeny weeny tiny 15ml of product, and this is supposed to be a Foundcealer, so a foundation and a concealer. But I don't like it under my eyes. I don't think I get enough coverage from it because this is quite a natural finish. It's quite skin-like. And yeah, it feels dry under my eyes. So it is a little bit of a drier formula. And if you have dry skin, I think you need to proceed cautiously. This is supposed to be a really unique formula in the fact that this product will fuse to your skin. It claims to have a groundbreaking fusion technology which bonds with your skin, making it undetectable. And I would agree with that to a certain extent, but I think it depends on how much product you use. I think if you try and build this up too much, you are going to see it. It's going to emphasize pores. It is going to emphasize texture. So I think less is more with this for sure. You need to prep your skin properly first before using this. If you don't, you're not going to be able to blend it. It's going to dry your skin out and it's going to look a mess. These shades are very, very flexible. Even if you picked a shade that was a little bit too dark, a little bit too light, I think you could make it work, because I was wearing this, which was 140 warm for a week. And then I realized, okay, it's a little bit too warm for me. So that's 100 warm and that's 140 warm. So there is quite a big jump between the two, and 100 warm is what we are going to be using today. If you want to see a full breakdown, a full review, you want to see it in the daylight, then please do go and check out my dedicated review. So the packaging is really, really nice actually, but not very practical in my opinion, because I don't like the applicator. It is designed as, well, it looks like a concealer, doesn't it? Big doe foot applicator. And yeah, it looks like a concealer. If you want to use it as a concealer, then it's definitely worth the money. I just don't like it under my eyes personally. So yeah, I mean, I love the look of the packaging, but I don't like actually placing this product directly on my face. But you can't pop it on the back of your hand, then pick it up, because it dries too fast. So that's the major negative of this, is it just dries so quickly. So work in sections around the face. That's my advice. So the first thing you need to do is you need to give it a really good shake. So this isn't a product that I would ordinarily reach for, because I don't really like matte finishes or anything that's not really, you know, super glowy. By the way, this is my BK Beauty A101 brush. It's just dense and it allows me to kind of blend out really easily. Now, can you see how that just fused to my skin? It's really gorgeous if you use the right amount and if you prep your skin properly. So yeah, I mean, you saw how easy that was. I think it's all about the skin prep and it's all about the application. So as you can see here, I'm just going in sections. We'll just do kind of this half of the face first, because it dries really quickly, and that's why another reason I don't like it as a concealer. So I would say it's a medium coverage. You see there? I mean, you can even look at this bit and then the top of my head. It's really natural. It's really natural, but I would only go in with one layer. I don't think you need any more. Oh, I've got it in my eyebrows. Told you it was one of those days. Okay, so that's just one half of the face done. One not done. And again, I would just use one light layer of this. I think any more than that, and it can get dry. So if you like a soft natural finish or a soft matte, then I think you'll like this. It looks like my skin on a normal day after I've powdered it. And this is great because I don't need to powder my skin. This absolutely sets itself. And once it sets itself, it does not budge. I promise you, it doesn't move. It is really great in that respect. So you just watch how I'm blending it out here, just kind of pushing it into the skin, but working quickly. I'm not bringing this under my eyes because I already have concealer there. And I know people are probably mad that I've not used it as a concealer, but you can check out my full review if you would like to see it used as a concealer. And this is great for touch-ups. This is actually a brilliant concealer to take out with you. So I'm just going to go over my hyperpigmentation. I mean, it covers it a little bit. It's not completely covered, but there's very few concealers that can cover my hyperpigmentation, to be honest. I think this is a great product. I think it does do what it tells you it's going to do. It fuses to your skin. I think it gives you a soft matte finish, but if you wear glowier products underneath, which I have, I think it makes the finish a little bit more natural. It definitely doesn't budge. It doesn't move. It doesn't fade. It's sweat resistant. It's transfer proof. It's all those things. But, and I guess this is a big but, if you have dry skin like me, you might not like the feel of it. So although I love the look of it, I don't like how it feels on my skin. So immediately now, after putting it on, I'm starting to feel like my skin feels a little bit tight, and I don't like that feeling. So my skin doesn't look dry, but it kind of feels it. And I think if you have drier skin, yeah, I think you might not like it. If you have more oily skin, combo skin, I think you will fall in love with this. And I would be pretty confident in saying it would keep your oils at bay. Really good product, but you have to be careful with it. Okie dokie, we are moving on to a new product from Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Lifter Stix. This retails for around €13. This claims to cover, contour and highlight. It's a formula with cranberry seed oil and it is available in 18 shades. Basically, the premise of this is that you can use it as a concealer, you can use it as a contour, you can use it as a bronzer. And I have picked up the shade 65 to use this as a bronzer. It's fairly warm, especially when it's on my skin. I like to take my Beaky Beauty 112 brush and just kind of rub it onto the product and pop it on that way instead of swiping it onto the skin. And you can see there how warm it comes out on me. And this is a really nice product. It's very, very creamy. It's super easy to blend. Now, I've not tried them as a concealer because I don't have any lighter shades. These have not been the easiest to get here, actually. But yeah, this is a really nice product and also really handy for traveling. It's very lightweight. Yeah, just very, very convenient. And it actually works really nicely with this foundation. I find with the L'Oreal Skin Ink, I don't like to use powder products over the top of it because I just find it too drying because the product on my face feels dry. So yeah, you can actually use this anywhere on the face. If you wanted to just warm up your eye look a little bit, you can use some in your crease. This is my Zoeva Soft Definer brush and it just, look at how easily that blends out. It's super nice. I'd say it's definitely the best cream bronzer that I've ever used at the drugstore. For sure, it's fab. This next product is one of the best products I've ever tried at the drugstore. I know this is one of the best blushes I've ever tried, honestly, and it's from Morphe. So this is the Morphe Cheek Thrills, and it's a trio of blushes. So these retail for about 22 euros, and you have 3 textures in here. So at the top you have a satin cream, you have a luminous balm, and you have a velvet powder. So this is in the shade Blind Date, which is a mid-tone pink. So again, the top one is the cream blush, the middle one is the illuminating balm, and the bottom one is the powder. And it also comes with a mirror. The only thing I don't like it is this packaging. It's a bit rubbish. It just looks really childish, doesn't it? Whereas this blush is insanely good. To be fair, the only shade I'm using is the top, which is the cream blush. So I'm going in with my BK Beauty N17 brush. So just pushing it into the skin. It is one of the best cream blushes I have ever tried. And I know that 20 euros is on the higher side for a drugstore blush. But you're getting 3 blushes for that. And the formula. Honestly, it's one of my favourite blushes of all time. I am definitely going to be getting some of the other shades as well. And it's so creamy and blends so dreamily. Dreamily, is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. It's super buildable and it lasts so well. Now, just being completely honest, I haven't really used the powder at the bottom. I know I should have done. And I know you're going to be like, well, put the powder on top of it now. I'm not doing it. Not with the skin ink on my face. I cannot put powder over the skin ink. I just can't do it because I'll just be a dry mess. And you don't want to see that. Okay, you do not want to see that. Beautiful, flattering, stunning. And I have not put this thing down since I got it. It's worth every single teeny tiny penny. Moving on to a new powder now from L'Oreal. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Blur-Fection. Unfortunately, you can't get this here yet in Ireland or the UK or Europe, I don't think. I had to get my brother-in-law to bring this back for me. He lives in Texas and he came to visit. He must hate coming home because he knows that I always put in a massive order. So this is a blurring, brightening, loose setting powder. This is, hands down, the best loose setting powder I have ever tried at the drugstore. Hands down, no contest. However, I am talking now under the eyes. I don't really use this on the rest of my face. I have done, but I didn't like it as much as what I do underneath my eyes. It's $16, but you only get 7 grams of product, which is teeny tiny. In comparison, you get 20 grams of product with the Huda Beauty. In the Mario powder, you get 15 grams of product, and obviously they are more expensive, but just letting you know that you don't get a massive amount of product in here. However, powders do last forever, don't they? So I have this in the shade 20 Translucent Light. I did want the pink one, but that was apparently sold out, so very popular. All I'm going to do is take my Real Techniques brush. This is the Expert Concealer brush, but I love applying powder with this. So I am just going to tap just where my under eye hollows are, because that's where I want to take down the shine, because the more shine you have in your under eye hollows, the more visible they're going to be. So just pressing that in. Yeah, it's so blurring. It's honestly one of the most beautiful powders I've used. And I need to tell you something. I got a new concealer recently, which was this, the It Cosmetics Do It All Concealer, and I've been testing it out. but I'd only really tested it with the Mario powder. And by the end of the day, I would always get a little bit of settling into fine lines. However, when I set that concealer with this powder, there was not one tiny bit of settling into lines. So does that mean that this is better than this? I don't know, but I'm going to be testing them so thoroughly to see if this is, well, I was going to say a dupe, but is it better? Is it better than this? I'm not using it on my face today. I promise I'll use it in another video on my face, but under the eyes, it's absolutely fantastic. Not cakey, not heavy. The best loose powder at the drugstore, hands down. Guess what? I've got a highlighter. I know. And a powder one at that. This is the NYX Buttermelt Powder Highlighter, and this retails for €13. And I have this in the shade Glaze It Butter. And it is so stunning. And I didn't think I would like this because you know I'm a highlighter hater. Oh, it's really gorgeous. But you know what? It's not glittery. It's just really, really nice. And it has to be nice for me to like it. So I'm taking my Real Techniques setting brush, but it's great for highlight. So I'm just going to tap in a little bit because it does pick up quite a bit. And I'm just going to just kind of dust it. I'm converted. NYX have redeemed themselves because I've given NYX a little bit of a hard time recently because I've not liked anything that they've released really. Have I? No, not really. And I was joyous when I found that I liked this because it's super pretty. And it really isn't glittery. And of course, if you've got a little bit of texture, it's going to emphasize that a little bit. But I think it's minimal. It really does fuse with the skin, and yeah, it's super gorgeous. This actually looks like it could be a liquid highlighter because it just blends seamlessly with the skin. It's not glittery, it's not chunky, it's just really pretty. This shade is divine and also absolutely gorgeous on the eyes as well. NYX smashed it with this highlighter. It's brilliant. This is the Maybelline Lip Glaze. This lip product retails for €10. It is a hydrating lip oil balm. It is infused with hyaluronic acid, hydrating oils, and it is packed with moisturizing ingredients to smooth and hydrate. And it is available in 10 shades. Now, I picked up Peach Quench because guess what? It's all that was left. But it's actually a really nice shade, but I'm not sure it's going to go with the makeup today. So we'll pop it on. So again, that is Peach Quench. These are absolutely gorgeous. It makes me think that I never want to pay a high-end price for another lip balm ever again. These are incredibly nourishing and hydrating. And look at the pigment. I mean, come on. That is absolutely the finish that you would get with any high-end lip balm. They smell absolutely delicious as well. I don't know what the smell is, but it's gorgeous. There's absolutely no tackiness, no stickiness. Obviously, it's not going to last forever because it's a lip oil balm. You can keep building. Love it. This is a fantastic product. Maybelline, you are on fire at the minute. So just to try and make the look a bit more cohesive, I'm going to go in with one of the Maybelline lifter liners. This is the shade On It. So I'm just going to go over what I've done. So yeah, these are just fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. There's a reason why they're all sold out all the time. Honestly, Maybelline can literally do no wrong right now in my eyes. So if you would like to see a full face of Maybelline sometime soon, let me know and we will do that. So there we are, a full face of newness from the drugstore. And seriously, with products like this, it makes me wonder why we're even forking out for high-end luxury goods. Seriously, some of this stuff is so top tier. However, obviously the prices are also becoming a little bit top tier as well, but I could recommend any of these, hand on my heart, they're brilliant. So please do let me know what have been your favourite products that you've tried at the drugstore recently. Let me know if there's something that I need to go and test out. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. I so appreciate you being here with me. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in the next video. But until then, take care and bye for now.